What time can you be at the county jail?
I work all weekend.
I don't care. Court calls the matter of Sarah Murray versus Sean Yarborough, file number 125012DM. This is a show cause regarding alleged contempt. Ms. Murray is present via the Zoom application. Mr. Yarborough is in the courtroom. Would you both please raise your right hands?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Just one moment, please. Before we begin, Ms. Murray, you're appearing via Zoom. Why are you not in the courtroom this morning?
I've been at the hospital since last night.
Okay. Did you contact the court regarding appearing via Zoom this morning?
When it kicked me out, I called the front of the court, the office.
Okay. Well, that's not the court, but we'll proceed. This is a show cause, Ms. Murray, and did you receive a copy of the show cause allegation here?
I could not read part of it. There was a blackout on part of the bottom of it.
Okay.
The copy that I got.
Well, I'll read it to you. This is dated November 19th, right? Okay. It's a motion order to show cause Ms. Murray on July 29, 2020. An order was entered regarding parenting time. The front of the court has received information that Sarah Murray has denied parenting time to father on November 16th, 2024. Front of the court requests the court issue an order to show cause why Ms. Murray should not be held in contempt for violation of the court order. Matter is scheduled for today at 9 a.m. Currently, it's 10:53. Both parties are present. I wish to advise Mother on the final page of the notice. If this motion is for violation of a parenting time order, at the show cause hearing, if the court finds either parent has violated a parenting time order without good cause, the court shall find that parent in contempt and may do one or more of the following: require additional terms and conditions consistent with the court's parenting time order, or after notice, or both, after notice to both parties and the hearing, if requested by the party or on a proposed modification of parenting time, modify the parenting time order to meet the best interest of the child. Order that makeup parenting time be provided for the wrongfully denied parent to take the place of wrongfully denied parenting time. Order a fine of not more than $100. Commit the parent to the county jail or an alternative to jail. Commit the parent to the county jail or an alternative to jail with the privilege of leaving the jail during the hours the court determines necessary and under the supervision the court considers necessary for the purpose of allowing the parent to go and return from their place of employment. If the parent holds an occupational, driver's, recreational, or sporting license, condition the suspension of the parent's license or licenses upon noncompliance with an order for makeup and ongoing parenting time. Order the parent to a community corrections program. Place the parent under the supervision of the office for a term fixed by the court with reasonable conditions, including that the parent do one or more of the following: participate in a parenting program, drug or alcohol counseling, work program, seek employment, participate in other counseling, continue compliance with the current supportive parenting time order, enter into and comply with an arrearage payment plan, facilitate makeup parenting time. And at the show cause hearing, if the court finds that a party to a parenting time dispute has acted in bad faith, the court shall order the party to pay a sanction of not more than $250 for the first time the party is found to have acted in bad faith, not more than $500 for the second time, and not more than $1,000 for the third or subsequent time. If the court finds that a party to a parenting time dispute has acted in bad faith, the court shall order the party to pay the other party's cost. Obviously, you have a right to a hearing on a proposed modification of parenting time if you request one within 21 days after the date this motion is mailed to you. Ms. Murray, do you understand that?
Yes.
She claims to be at the hospital and unable to appear in person, But even if that's true, it doesn't justify disregarding proper court procedures, especially given her actions.
The court ordered not too long ago, based on bad faith, a previous sanction. Was that ever addressed, Ms. Schultz?
The sanction is due and payable by next Friday, Your Honor.
Oh,
But
okay.
the hearing was held on November 8th, and the court did find a bad faith sentencing time violation of the order at that time.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So as I understand it, the motion has attached a handwritten document signed by Mr. Yarborough regarding the child. We're not going to use the child's name. Remember that. The letter B, the child B was not with dad when the child was supposed to be with dad. And there are allegations that, frankly, are a little disturbing. Police were called, and father discovered, according to this, that the child had exited the window of the home in the middle of the night, and then subsequently was with mom shortly thereafter. Mr. Yarborough, what's going on here?
I picked up our son for my parenting time that Friday evening. Found out he wasn't at home, but he was at his grandma's, so I went there, picked him up, got in the car, went back to my apartment. Well, went to Dollar General first, get a couple things for dinner, went home. Everything was fine. I told him with his previous behavior that he was grounded and limited to things. He didn't like it. I sent him to bed at 9 o'clock. And then a couple hours later, around 11, his sensor, or not sensor, but his sight for his pump had came off, so I had him replace it. And he did. We went back to bed, and I hadn't heard any noise for a while. So, and then I wake up in the next morning, Saturday morning. I figured let him sleep in a little bit longer, and then I went to wake him up for breakfast, and he was not there. Looked over the apartment, looked in the bathroom, and I seen a big hole in the window. He was gone. I went outside, make sure he didn't collapse outside. Nothing was wrong. So then I called 911. I told him what happened, and then I texted Sarah first on the app close, asking if he was with her. And then I called 911, and then
Did you get a response whether the child was with her?
not until after I got off the phone with 911. I didn't see it because I texted her first, then I called 911 about my missing child, and then I got the phone with them. Then I looked at my phone, seen a response from her in the app saying that he was with her, and I think that was it after that. And then I was great that he was okay, but I was worried for my child being not in the bed when he was supposed to be in bed.
How many hour or time? What was the time gap between the time you sent the app close message to mother to the time you received information?
10 minutes maybe, because I texted her right away, called them, and one was probably between a 5-10 minute conversation. And then I got the phone with them, and then I sent the message.
Do you have any indication as to how long the child was with mother?
No, but I mean, it's hard to say because he didn't go to bed right away after he changed his sight out. He was still awake, making noises in the room. And he said he dropped something, and then it was quiet rest of the night. So it's after that, and then when I said about 9 o'clock a.m. Saturday morning is when I went to check or wake him up for breakfast, and I know he was gone. So it's hard to say how much time he was actually there. Gone.
But you called 911 on.
Yes.
And after you called 911, did police do an investigation, if you know?
When they got to my apartment, I would say roughly 45 minutes after that, maybe an hour. They showed up. 2 police officers showed up, told me that they talked to Sarah and Bentley both, and they said that I'm sorry, it slipped sometime. I'm sorry. Talked to Sarah and Bede before they came to my place. They said that he wasn't coming back. He was with mother, and he wasn't coming back at all that weekend. And then they told me that there was a bench warrant for my arrest, so they arrested me.
The father handled the situation exactly as one should when a child goes missing during their parenting time. He documented the incident, contacted law enforcement right away, and maintained clear communication with the other parent. Even if you believe the child is with the other parent, it's crucial to involve the authorities and keep thorough records of every action. This not only protects you legally but also demonstrates your commitment to safeguarding your parental rights. Meanwhile, the mother began lying and covering for herself.
How much time do you claim you've lost with the child? You're supposed to have the child the whole weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sorry. Yes.
Are we talking a day, 2 days? What are we talking?
I say a day and a half.
Day and a half. Now, at any time, did you ever receive notification from mother without you having to prompt her that the child was with her?
No, I did not receive anything.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Murray, what's going on here, please?
I've addressed this multiple times. Every time he came to court, he's also told a CPS worker, and he's also told Hunter Tulaski, who showed up at the house that Saturday, that he is scared to go to his dad's house.
Okay, well, that's hearsay. The court can't consider that. I need to know, when did you get the child back? I'm assuming you got the child back, correct?
I was at work. I didn't get home from work until about midnight.
And you live, I don't want to know the address, but you live in the General Bad Axe area, correct?
Correct.
Father lives in the Elkton area?
Pigeon.
Pigeon. Okay. How did the child get from Pigeon to you?
I'm not for sure. He could have had somebody come pick him up. Like I said, I was at work.
Sorry? You said somebody picked him up.
I said somebody could have came and picked him up. I'm not for sure. I was at work until 11 o'clock, and it takes me a little bit to get home.
You have no idea how your child went from Pigeon to your house?
No, I don't. He has a house key and everything else.
I mean, did he walk there?
He didn't say that he walked. He just said the next morning is when I noticed him. He just said that he's home and he didn't want to go back. And that's
Okay.
when the officers showed up at the house.
So when you made that discovery that the child was with you, you never reached out to Dad to let him know, correct?
It was about the same time as when Sean texted me.
So you didn't pick up the child, did you?
No.
But somehow magically the child can get from Pigeon to your house. Do you have any indication when the child was at your home, what time?
No, like I said, I didn't get home until about midnight, and I had to pick up the other two at the sitters.
Any other explanation here?
No.
She claims she has no idea how her 13-year-old ended up at her home, as if a child somehow traveled miles between cities overnight without her knowing. There's no way she expects anyone to be gullible enough to believe that, and the judge calls her out for lying.
Mr. Yarbrough, do you have any inkling as to how the child got from Pigeon to Bad Axe?
I assumed from being that when she messaged me the next morning that he was with her, I assumed she's the one that can pick him up. I don't know who else. I mean, I know he has friends, but not driving age, so I don't know who else can pick him up.
Child's how old again?
13.
Is this something we should interview the child?
No, it's very important.
It's inexplicable how a 13-year-old can get from Pigeon to Bad Axe. Do you have any? I mean, you have no idea, Mr. Yarbrough, when the child left.
No, I get. I mean, when she said that something dropped in his room, I'd make a noise. Maybe that's when he was trying to actually and get out of the window. But I don't know. Like, I didn't go check. I just heard something drop, and I asked him in the living room, and he said something dropped. And then, like I said, next morning I woke up and it was gone.
Ms. Murray, what time do you end your work that you get home?
I said about 12 o'clock when B goes to his dad's house because I take somebody else home from work and then I have to go to the sitters to get the other two.
When you say 12 o'clock, you're talking midnight?
Yeah,
So that's when you return home at midnight.
correct.
And the child is at your house at midnight?
Not that I'm aware of. His room is at the back of the house.
And you're stating under oath that when you returned after picking up the other children, sometime after midnight, you just don't know whether the child was there or the child wasn't there.
I just don't know if he was there. I don't go in his room when he's not at the house.
I have a hard time. The court has to judge credibility of witnesses in this case, and I'm finding this story to be very incredible, Ms. Murray. I'm finding you in contempt. Especially with a child with the condition the child has, I'm not going into the details what that is, but it was referred to regarding the changing of sex and all that. And I'm not saying mom picked up, I don't know, but there has to be communication here. And I mean, if I'm coming home at midnight, I'm bringing the other kids home with a child in that condition, you always check on the child, is everything fine? You have to do that. I find you in contempt. Is there anything you'd like to say before the court imposes disposition?
No, because this is just like I've said before, you guys don't listen to when I tell you things. And you're taking the one side.
Well, I've been trying to get your side here.
And I've tried telling you, he does not feel safe. So when I'm telling you this, and it's all on Hunter Tulaski's body cam for what the minor child told him.
Then you could have brought the body cam in. You could have brought Mr. Officer Tulaski in, or Deputy Tulaski, but you didn't. Anything else you want to say?
When confronted with accountability, she immediately blames the court for not listening. This victim mentality, constantly shifting blame to others, is a major red flag. If your ex refuses to take responsibility, expect ongoing drama and turmoil. Avoid relationships where accountability is always someone else's fault, or you'll find yourself trapped in an endless cycle of situations like this.
Court finds previously, based upon its previous orders, that there was bad faith. I find bad faith in this case. I'm very concerned for this child overall. It will be the disposition of this court that you serve a weekend in the county jail, and you shall serve it forthwith. As soon as you are done there at the hospital, you're to report to the county jail. What time can you be at the county jail?
I work all weekend.
I don't care.
I can't be there until after midnight.
You're to report to the county jail tomorrow morning at 12:30 in the morning. You shall serve all of Saturday, all of Sunday, and you can be released Monday morning at 9 a.m.
What about
Please.
me working for the weekend?
I'm sorry.
So I can't go to work. So then I'll lose my job if I don't go to work. It's mandated for us to work.
You work every day, 7 days a week?
Yeah, we've been starting to work 7 days a week.
You're gonna have to make alternative arrangements. You report to the jail this morning, coming morning, tomorrow morning, Saturday morning at 12:30. Father is also given a day and a half of makeup time to be completed within a 6-month time period. Not 6 months. It is 6 months. Okay. And you'll have time now to make your arrangements up until 12:30, but we're finished playing games. That'll be all.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What is happening with the child during this weekend? With Does she have to make arrangements, or can he come with me for the weekend? Even though it's not my
Well,
weekend.
that
If you like this video, I guarantee you'll love the next one. See you there.